It is the late 1940s. World War II has recently ended. Governments are suspicious of everyone. Classified programs are operating in the shadows, and military science is operating with zero ethical oversight. Inside the Soviet Union, researchers are working on a new kind of stimulant. They don't want a pill or a coffee. They are developing an experimental gas designed to keep soldiers awake for days on end, solving the military vulnerability of exhausted troops. To test this, they need subjects. The researchers gather 5 prisoners of war and offer them a simple deal. Stay awake inside a testing facility for 30 days and they will be set free. The men agree and are locked inside a sealed chamber. The room has running water, dried food, and cots with no bedding. The researchers watch through thick glass portholes and listen through a network of microphones as the heavy door is bolted shut and the gas begins to fill the room. This premise immediately latches onto a grounded historical dread. The known history of authoritarian state programs operating in secret makes a sealed observation room feel like a plausible setting for an atrocity. For the first 3 days, the experiment appears successful. The prisoners talk, eat, and joke with each other. The gas keeps them alert, and no one collapses. On day 4, the atmosphere shifts. The conversations take a grim turn. The men begin recounting the horrors they saw during the war and deep-seated traumas that sleep deprivation slowly drags to the surface. By day 5, the psychological walls collapse. The prisoners stop talking to each other and begin pacing, staring at empty corners and whispering paranoid accusations into the microphones. The situation reaches a breaking point on day 9. One of the men runs across the chamber, screaming so violently that he physically tears his own vocal cords. And then the room goes completely silent. The researchers are left listening to dead air. They have no way to determine if this sudden madness is the natural result of severe sleep deprivation or a direct side effect of the experimental gas. On day 15, the researchers decide to open the chamber. They announce over the intercom that the men will be freed. A voice quietly responds, "We no longer want to be freed." When the door opens, the scientists find one man dead and the survivors horribly wounded. The prisoners have torn skin and muscle from their own bodies, exposing their organs in acts of severe self-inflicted mutilation. Despite these cataclysmic injuries, the men physically fight off the armed soldiers sent to retrieve them. On the operating table, they refuse anesthesia, laughing through the surgery and begging the doctors to restore the gas. In the ensuing chaos, a panicked researcher shoots the military commander, then points his weapon at the last surviving subject, demanding to know what he is. The prisoner simply smiles and replies, "Have you forgotten so easily? We are you." It is a brutal, haunting conclusion that leaves the viewer questioning if this is a lost report from the Cold War or a carefully crafted fabrication. The Russian sleep experiment is a work of digital fiction known as a creepypasta, despite its frequent presentation as a leaked historical document. The story collapses under medical scrutiny. A human being cannot survive major parts of their body being removed, nor can they remain functional while their internal organs are exposed and untreated. In reality, a person sustaining that level of physical trauma would experience immediate physiological shock. They would lack the biological energy required to fight off a squad of armed soldiers. These biological details function as premium nightmare nonsense, prioritizing visceral shock over medical reality. While the fictional gas is an invention, global military powers actively pursued chemical stimulants during the mid-20th century. During World War II, militaries relied heavily on these chemicals. The Germans issued paravitin, a potent methamphetamine, while American and British forces distributed amphetamines to keep troops alert on the battlefield. The myth suggests that eliminating sleep creates a relentless super soldier, but the documented reality of extreme sleep deprivation proves the opposite. This chart visualizes cognitive function over extended periods of wakefulness. As days progress, reaction times plummet, memory fails, and the brain's processing ability crashes. A soldier in this state is an operational liability. They become confused, uncoordinated, and incapable of following complex orders. Because sleep is a biological necessity, no chemical can bypass it for 15 days without causing a complete physiological crash. The experiment's core premise is physically impossible. The story persists because it effectively uses the costume of history, borrowing plausible mid-century settings to deeply build its illusion. It anchors itself in the genuine trauma of the World War II era, where desperate military operations left deep scars on the collective consciousness. This plausibility is reinforced by the fact that unethical human experimentation and classified black site operations were a documented reality of the Cold War. When a fictional narrative sits in the gaps of known horrific history, the human brain instinctively fills in the missing details with its own fears. The internet weaponized these genuine historical anxieties to create a modern myth that feels uncomfortably close to historical truth. The terror of the story stems from a deep suspicion that, given a lack of oversight, such atrocities could occur. Legends like this survive where historical plausibility meets our deepest anxieties about total government secrecy. Prioritize your rest tonight. The limits of the human mind are not meant to be tested. Pushing the human brain to the brink of madness is a horror best left confined to internet fiction.
This file is closed, but the Atlas has more secrets. Tap one of these videos to uncover the next mystery.